One thing I really like about the VR80 12-gauge shotgun is its customizability. Hey guys, this is Matt from 21ctactical.com. Today we are talking about upgrades and accessories for the VR80. Let's head over to the bench and jump right in. So here are two VR80 12-gauge shotguns side by side that we can use to walk through some of the upgrades and accessories that are available for the VR80. The one on top is mine. I picked it up about a year ago and did quite a bit of work to it, and this is what I ran in multi-gun this past season. The one on the bottom belongs to my sister, and it is fresh from the factory. No modifications have been made to it. At least not yet. So let's go ahead and jump right in. One of the first things a lot of people like to replace on the VR80 is this factory thumb hole stock grip combination. Some people leave those on. They do look pretty cool, definitely unique. But if you choose to remove it, it's pretty easy. It's all one piece, and once you pull it off, then you will be able to install the stock buffer tube and grip of your choice. This is a commercial buffer tube. I'm sure some of you were wondering about that. This is an Ergo Deluxe grip. I love these. I run them on my ARs as well. It's the big fat one, but you can run any AR grip that you like as long as it has this beaver tail right there. This is a Magpul ACS stock. I really like these and run them on all of my ARs, primarily for this flared top that allows me to get an excellent cheek weld. I also like the storage features. There are tubes on both sides that are waterproof, and you can throw 1, 2, 3 or AA batteries in there, which can be pretty handy. The number one thing I like about this stock for the VR80 though is this storage compartment right here, because that's where I can keep my charging handle when I am traveling. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're trying to fit an AR and a shotgun into a 36-inch bag, taking that charging handle off and knowing where it is at all times is a pretty big deal. And by the way, if you do put an adjustable stock and buffer tube combination on here, this configuration at least is collapsible to a size where I can fit it in a 36-inch rifle bag. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trigger. Anytime I talk about firearms, you'll probably hear me talk about triggers. I'm definitely a trigger snob, so I was not super impressed with the one that it comes with from the factory. I never had a gauge on it, but if I had to guess, it's probably about an 8 or 10 pound trigger. So the video that I shot to introduce this series, where I put 18 rounds downrange in about 2.9 seconds, pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to do that with the factory trigger. So you cannot install just any AR trigger. They're just a little bit different. As far as I know, there are only two options that are available. One is made by Elftman. It is the VR80 Elf Pro. I think it costs about $250, breaks at 3.5 pounds, at least that's what they say. And you can get it in a flat or curved shoe. Those are supposed to be really nice. I've never actually run one though. I have the tooth and nail flat trigger installed. You'll hear me talk a lot about tooth and nail. They are VR80 specialists when it comes to tuning magazines, triggers. You can even send your VR80 to them for them to open it up and really get that thing running nice. So this is the tooth and nail flat trigger. I believe you can get it in a curved shoe as well. And I really like this trigger a lot. It also is a little bit less expensive. So moving on up, these are JP Enterprises oversized anti-walk pins. And they're only about $15, maybe $18. and I think a really good investment. They are certainly sturdier than the ones that come from the factory, which I've seen come out before, so definitely a good investment. This is the factory charging handle. It is reversible, it is removable. Usually I run it on the left side because I shoot from the right shoulder. And while we're talking about the charging handle, just want to mention when you put this in, make sure that the dimple is facing down and you've got it pushed in all the way until you hear it click. One time during a 3-gun match, I decided to try and run it on the right side just for fun, and I didn't get it in there all the way, and it ended up on the ground in the rocks in the middle of the stage, so I had to find it, put it back in, and finish the stage. So fortunately, I was able to find it. So Hayes Custom Guns makes a charging handle that is quite a bit beefier, probably stays in there a lot better. So that is another upgrade to consider as well. Moving on up, you probably noticed I have an EOTech holographic sight. This is an excellent option for the VR80 platform. It is bomb-proof. It is exceptionally sturdy, and I really like the EOTechs. Of course, you can run just about any optic that you want because it has this full-length Picatinny rail, so a holographic, a red dot, iron sights, or really any combination that you want. These are the flip-up iron sights that came from the factory. They're plastic, nothing fancy, but I do appreciate that RIA throws those in there so that you can hit the range immediately. So you may want to consider replacing those eventually, though. I am a big fan of GG&G flip-up sights, and that's what I have on the front there. I don't run a rear iron sight because I've spent some time looking through the EOTech and spotting the front sight post. I know how to shoot it that way in case I ever have to go to a backup system and my EOTech runs out of battery, something like that. So just another option to consider. Next thing you might notice is this Foregrip or hand stop. That is a mag pole that I had just sitting around, so I threw it on there. I typically like to run ones that have a little bit smaller profile, but that makes a big difference, just being able to pull it into your shoulder. This is not a light firearm, especially when you have 19 12-gauge rounds and a steel magazine loaded up. So being able to pull it into my shoulder really makes a big difference. The last upgrade that I'll mention before we close out with magazines is a compensator. This is not an upgrade that I've made to my VR80, but I know that Hayes Custom Guns does sell, when they have them in stock, a mid-barrel compensator. I've seen a lot of people run these, and they say that they really help to mitigate muzzle rise. I've not actually shot one before, but I've heard good things about them. It is something that you'll need to have a professional install for you, though. So let's go ahead and, before we close up shop, look at magazine options. This is definitely something that you will want to consider if you want to get the benefits of running a semi-automatic magazine-fed shotgun. So one of the biggest reasons that VR80s have malfunctions are magazine related. So picking up tuned magazines is really, really smart. So there are 9-round and 10-round steel options available. And then, of course, the one that we've all seen and love, the 19-round version. And I always download these, so I fill them up to capacity, and then I ditch the top round, and that helps with some just feed better. So Tooth and Nail tunes these, and they sell these, and that's who I would definitely recommend picking these up from. Also, just giving a call if you have any questions about your VR80. So that's it for now. There is a link below this video that will take you to a page on our website that has all of the upgrades and accessories that we've covered in this video. We'll also have a link to some of the other content that we've put together about the VR80. So thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, share. It supports our channel and it helps firearms education. So thanks again so much for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.